We're going to go to our next questioner, who's Abdul Rahman Fdazi from Ghana. He's asking a question. Is he known to you, Wahab Sahab? You were saying to me that there's a lot of people from Ghana who watch Faith Matters as well.
I'm surprised.
Here you are. He's talking about, we've touched on this in previous programs as well, but it's the whole idea of borrowing and borrowing money or borrowing items. And sometimes there's no interest on it. He's given a particular example of he's borrowing money from someone, or someone borrowed money from him, so it could be used to buy a bag of cement. 1 year later, he bought me back the same amount of money, but its value had reduced because of inflation, and it's not up to the same. So if you were to try and buy that bag of cement, you wouldn't be able to. In this instance, can't you collect the money in its equivalent value, i.e. the value of the bag of cement? So here's the situation. He's lent the money, someone bought a bag of cement, he's using that as the base mark, and he's saying the money he got returned, which was the same sum in terms of physical amount, but in terms of its spending power, was reduced because of inflation. Wahab Sahab.
Well, borrowing, as we even discussed yesterday, is a legitimate demand. If somebody needs money, one can actually borrow it. And it was said that the Holy Prophet, on whom be peace and blessings of Allah, also would sometimes borrow money. As for interest, we know that it's forbidden, because Allah doesn't want that we should be that hard-hearted as to have something to help somebody who is needy and then more or less rob him by getting, double the amount or even more. Like it happens these days. Sometimes you pay the actual amount of money. You leave that amount of money and then you pay interest over and over again, while the money actually is still there unpaid. So I think the thing to do is, like the Holy Prophet of Islam ﷺ used to do. Money is borrowed, he sends it back, but then he pays a little bit more. The truth is, if it remained with you in the house, inflation will still catch up with it. So if God says that this is the way to go, and it is in that you have your blessings from the Almighty, I think the right thing is to go by that. But the one who is paying may add a little bit to it. Not that there must be an agreement, because there could be inflation. So when you pay, you must pay so much. But if on your own volition you think that you want to add a little bit to it, like the Prophet ﷺ did, I think there is nothing wrong with that.
Jazakallah. I think, as I said earlier, we've covered this question quite extensively in previous programs.
Not because you got to know that I was around. So.
but the onus, I suppose, it goes down to the honesty and, I suppose, integrity of the person who's borrowed the money in the first place.
That's
to
right.
actually show some common sense and appreciation from the person they borrowed the money from. Jazakallah for that answer, Wahab Sahab, and to Abdul Rahman Sahab, Jazakumullah for your question.